Hi everyone, in this video we're going to be learning how to create the effort arrow. So as you can see here, this is how the effort arrow is going to look like. But before we get started with the effort arrow, I'm going to go to the fulcrum and I'm actually going to duplicate this 3 times because we're going to be going over the 3 classes of levers in the final video. So I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to click duplicate. I'm going to duplicate this one as well so I can create 3. So let's get into the video. Okay, so this is how your arrow is going to look like. I'm going to start off by making um, another, I'm going to make another part studio and I'm going to right click and rename it to effort tutorial. So for this video, I'm going to make my sketch, if I'm not wrong, on my front plane again. I'm going to right click make a new sketch. And I'm going to start off by making it my view normal sketch plane. So in this video, I'm sort of going to start off by introducing a new sort of method of making arrows. So I'm actually going to make if you notice how in this arrow, my arrow is facing downwards and my next arrow, I'm going to make it face upwards. So I'm going to draw my line. All right. So for this sketch, what we're going to do is we're going to start off by sketching this base arrow. So how we're going to do that is we're going to mirror this. So I'm going to make it again reflected. So it's I'm making it facing upwards. So I'm going to make a sketch on my front plane. Then I'm going to make the base of my arrow, the body of the arrow, the little short of the short thing that sort of branches out of the arrow, then the line again, and then a line the dot that connects to the origin. So now I'm going to dimension everything. I'm going to make the top line 5, make this line 25. Actually, before I do 25, I think I want to make, oops, I'm gonna delete this dimension. I want to make this line 40. Oh, no, I regret that. No, that's not what I want to do. No. So, all I want to do is I just want to mention this too. Oh my god, okay. I'm sorry, I apologize. I am having technical difficulties today. There we go, finally. Ugh, that took forever to do. Okay, this one's gonna be 40. There we go. Okay, everything is fixed. Everyone is healed. Okay, and then the base has a dimension of 15. So I apologize for all of the technical difficulties along the way, but these are the dimensions. The top line should be 5. The body should be 25. The little thing that pops out should be 7. The body of the arrow should be 40, and the base should be 15. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make a line from the start of the plane all the way to just a little bit down from the base. I'm going to click escape and I'm going to make this a construction line. What a construction line does is it makes sure that OnShape identifies the line as not part of the original sketch. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the mirroring tool. I'm going to select the construction line for my mirror line. And for the entities that I want to mirror this entire thing, right? So I'm going to go from 1 point all the way down to the base, selecting every single point, and that seems about right. Yep. So I'm going to click the green check, and there we go. There's our mirrored arrow. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude the sketch. I'm going to select it, make sure it's on new. Then make sure the extrusion depth is 25 millimeters. If you haven't noticed, I'm using millimeters for my entire document, then I'm sorry, please do change your dimensions to millimeters. So if I check an isometric view, the extrusion is successful. If you're having trouble with this, please do make sure that you do the mirroring line thing correctly. There should be nothing else wrong here. So then I'm going to click the green check. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hide all of the plane because all that's left is to just make the text. So I'm going to my front plane, hiding all of my views. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a sketch on this front plane. So there we go. Then I'm going to make a text box from here all the way down. And then I'm going to label this effort, right? So if I make it effort, this is going to be that. So now what I want to do is, if you haven't watched my previous video, you always want please do watch it because it goes over how to make the fulcrum, which is really important for any lever. So but I'm going to dimension the text to become smaller. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to go to the dimension tool, click on the top edge of the text, and click and make it 25 millimeters. So I feel like that's a good base to start off with. We can make the text bigger and smaller accordingly. So I'm going to recenter, and I'm going to now come out of the dimension, and I'm going to hover over the bottom line. So I'm going to hover over the bottom construction line of the text, which will give me this horizontal constraint that pops up. I'm going to right click and click on delete sketch entity. This gives me the opportunity to make the entire text vertical by going to the vertical constraint and clicking on effort. I made it vertical. Hip hip hooray. Okay, that was a bit cringy, but okay. Now I'm going to dimension it. So I'm going to make sure the distances are all correct. I want from this edge to this edge, I want it to be 12 millimeters. And I want this 25 millimeters to be a bit bigger, so around 30 millimeters. Hold on, how big did I make this? Um, Click the green check. So see, this is why it's always helpful to have a base sketch that you're going to refer to. Obviously, it's not possible sometimes, but it's always helpful. So see how I noticed that I made my text 40. The distance between the top and the bottom should be 10, and the distance between the sides should be 10. So I can edit that. I made mine 12, so I'm going to make it 10. My distance between these two is going to be 10. And I'm going to make the number 40 so it can be a bit bigger. So this is most likely, yep, this is what I want mine to look like. I'm going to click the green check button. And now all that's left is to extrude. So I'm going to go into isometric view and this is a very important step, and many people go wrong here. Only select your text. It should give you this weird grayish color, other than if you click the entire sketch, it's going to completely leave the text, right? Don't do that. Only select the text. It'll show everything in orange. So then what you have to do is you have to click on extrude, and it's going to ask you to extrude it for 25 millimeters. That's default. Make sure you're in add to, but don't change the dimensioning to 3 millimeters, which will make it a lot smaller. Then click the green check button, and then go to isometric, and it's finished. So now what I'm going to teach you is going to change the color and obviously the name of the part. So I'm going to right click, rename it to effort arrow. Then what I'm going to do is I am going to right click and click on edit appearance. This will help me change my color if you don't know that already. But here what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color to this nice teal color. So let me just make sure that's the same color as, no, it's not. Okay. So I'm going to right click, edit appearance, and I want it to be sort of a lighter color. So this one seems just about right. So that's how you make an effort arrow. I'm going to make one more copy of either the bottom facing effort and the top facing effort. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to right click on duplicate, and I'm going to do the same for this one. So right click and click on duplicate. So that's it. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. Bye.